Welcome to the Setbreaker podcast, and today we have a guest, my friend Jeremiah J. White.
What's up?
What's up, man? Dude, good to have you here.
Yes, sir. I'm glad to be here.
Dude, I know, man, because we would keep bumping into each other in the stand-up circuit, but I feel like we haven't had an opportunity to actually have like a sit-down conversation with each other.
No, we haven't.
Yeah.
No. To be fair, it's weird. I talk to people, but I don't talk to people. Sometimes I'll be sitting there and I'm like, all right, here we go. I'm like, hey, what's going on? Then I'm like, all right, I'm just sitting in the corner by myself.
You do that. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why. I do that, but most of the time I do. I don't know.
Are you extroverted?
I am extroverted.
Mm-hmm.
I do, you know what I mean? Like I love being around people, and I was a club guy, especially in my 20s. Like I was the dude, like always at the club, like, yo, let's dance. Like, hey, let's go. But like I think it's my job. I don't like my other job. And so my other job, I just sit there and I'm like, nobody talk to me. I think they think I'm probably weird because I'm like, I hate this job. Oh. I don't want to like you guys because I don't want to get to, like, it's one of it is I don't, and I have people at my job that I like, don't get me wrong, but it's like, I don't want to get comfortable and then fall off on stand up because I'm like, oh, I'm comfortable here. So I'm like, I got to hate everything about this job. So nobody talks to me. Then I think it's kind of just transitioned into stand up now where I just like, all right, we at the club or we at a mic or somewhere like that. And I'm just sitting there just, all right, I'm by myself.
Yeah, just like focus. So what's the job? What is that?
I'm a longshoreman. I'm a casual longshoreman. Yeah, so I work down at the docks. Yeah.
I mean, they can make good money though.
Money is good.
Yeah,
it's just that it's
a trap.
It's a trap. Yeah. It's a career job. People who go there, they work and they like it. You know, you can make a lot of money. You can buy your house. You know, raise your kids off of it. Mm-hmm. But I don't like the job itself. The actual job.
It's very physical, isn't it?
Depending on what you do, like a lashing job is physical, and I'll be like, I ain't doing that. Like,
what's lashing?
Lashing is basically, so on the ship, the containers come onto the ship, you got to take them off, right? Or you got to put them on. And you have to tie them down. So you take these metal bars, and each ship is at least the length of a football field, right? And so you got to do each row, and on each row, there's two sides to a row. So you got to hit one side, then go around to the other side, tie them down. It's these metal bars, and it's like a little... Then you have to, after you put the metal bars onto the containers, then you have a turnbuckle, which is like a screw that you hook the metal bar into. You got to screw that on. Yeah. And then you're dead tired by the time you come out of there. Like I did that a few times. I did it one time when it was raining. And so I'm like, okay, I got my jacket on. You know, it's cold outside. I started doing it. I was like, okay, now it's hot. Like I was sweating. I was like, I gotta take this jacket off.
Oh yeah.
Like I was sweating more than the rain was getting on me. You understand?
And because you're sweating, you're getting wet from the outside and the inside.
Yes.
So it's like fucking smashing, like sandwiching. Yeah.
And it's just, and then, you're twisting that turnbuckle, and if you're going the wrong way, it's righty tighty, lefty loosey, but sometimes you be in the zone, you twisting, and you be like, am I going the right way? And you be like, oh, no, I'm not. And then you got to twist it the other way.
Is this a thing we have to twist like a lot?
And you got to twist a lot. It's not like it's not like two twists. No, you have to twist, and they come back and they check, and they be like, no, this is too loose. You got to go back around, and you be like,
oh man,
you twist it. So your forearms be tired, you be oily. So that's a physical job. Sometimes we work with coal. That could be physical. But a lot of times I just drive around in the truck by myself. Mm-hmm. So when I'm driving around in the
truck. But you like that though, right?
I like that. That is fine. I can do that. You know what I mean? But it gets boring. You be like driving around. You be like, oh, okay. You just drive around in a circle. And you're like, all right. Nobody to talk to. I'm just hearing my thoughts. You know what I mean? And you're not supposed to listen to music or podcasts because it's a dangerous job. It's all kind of
distraction aspect.
Yeah. So I get it, but on the same token, I'll be listening to music.
Yeah, you don't want to be bored.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, but it's okay. It pays well. That's the most important thing.
That's at least there's a good return on your time.
Yes.
Yeah. And then when you're talking to the longshoremen, I feel like they're kind of like they say what the fuck they want, right? So it helps with what you like the stand up and shit too. You think
it can, but it also means that I can get into it with a boss. Like me and the boss almost got physical a couple of times because because like we're both men, right? And so you can only like, and it's a bunch of hard, like a lot of them are ex-gang members, you know what I mean? Hard guys, it's blue collar work, you know what I mean? So they talk to you, they're like, hey, go do this. You be like, hold on, don't yell at me. Just tell me, like, hey, go pick up this container from here. You ain't gotta yell at me. I told you to fucking do it. Hey.
Damn.
Watch your language. You don't have to say the F word. Just say, I need you to pick this up at a certain time. You know what I mean? Like, so yeah. So me and the boss almost got into it because he didn't know how to talk to me. And then we were face to face. Another boss came out and he was like, yo, relax. And they separated us and then they brought us, you know what I mean? And then they brought us together. It's like, and the boss was like, I'm sorry, I overreacted. I was like, it's cool. Let's just get back to work. And then the day was fine after that. Like it was so weird.
It sounds like they're pretty quick to apologize just as much as they're quick to just like
no, that was the first time I've ever seen somebody apologize. And when I first was working down there, I was like a little intimidated because it was so, you know, everybody was so like tough and seemed like they were so like manly, and I'm just this like skinny dude, like oh what's going on?
They're all big. Every longshoreman I meet, they're like I feel like they got a little. They're either Mexican or have some Mexican blood, and they're just like they have big ass forearms and they have like that big like football dad body.
Yeah,
that's what I feel like. Yeah,
a lot of them are. A lot of them are. Even the women. No, that's messed up. There's a lot of cute, pretty women down there. But
I don't know that.
Yeah, it's a lot. There's a few of them. But everybody's pretty tough, and you got to come out once you learn the ropes. Then you start to you got to be able to hold your own. Sometimes you got to be able to tell somebody, no, I'm not doing that because it's not safe for me to do that. You know what I mean? And you got to be ready to have the altercation. So it does help, like for like when you have hecklers, because you're already like, I can handle my own in a word battle. That's fine. You know what I mean? So so it helps. It does help.
The volume wouldn't even bug you because it's like you guys are. I mean, your boss is like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. You're like, hey. So that volume from the boss, you could take once you have a heckler in the crowd. You can like shoot.
Yeah, confrontation is not a big deal.
It's not a big deal.
It's like whatever. Especially if it's just words. It's like okay, then what? Like, what are you really gonna do?
Exactly.
Yeah, majority aren't gonna do anything. Like I feel like 99% aren't gonna do shit.
They're not. Yeah, because one, they don't want to. I mean, when it comes to work, they don't want to lose their job, and when it comes to the stage, they're just either they're trying to have fun, you know what I mean, or they'll leave before, like the audience would be like, shut up before, you know what I mean?
Yeah, they have your back. They're like, dude, we're here to fucking watch.
Right, exactly. Like you're the only one who doesn't like what they're saying.
They're like, chill out, just fucking leave.
Right.
Yeah, I was at a show. There was like 400 people there, dumbfounded. It was his show, and I forgot what they were talking about. Somebody said something, and then just these two girls were like, "Yeah, sure, okay, get off the stage." And majority of people are Asian, so a lot of Asians have a hard time being, speaking out.
Oh yeah.
So they were staring. They'll like look and just like look like, and then turn to the person like, do you see what's happening? But they'll whisper it.
Yeah.
Because they don't want that confrontation. But there's like fucking 300-400 people. Nobody's saying shit. I'm like, if you got white people, black people, Mexicans, they'll be like, shut the fuck up, bitch. You know what I mean? But no Asian said nothing. Yeah.
No, I've been to a show where that's happened. Like I was on a show, but this was this was in a hood room, but it was out in San Bernardino. It was out in the IE somewhere, right? It was
okay, Pomona.
Yeah, so it was like a hood room, and it was just like this one comic was on stage, and it was like this rowdy group of people, and they were just talking, and I think people were just afraid of them to say anything. Like they're like, I don't know the area, so it could have been, you know what I mean? It could have been some big time gangster or something, like, you know what I mean?
Some shot callers.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I think they were just like, oh, okay, ooh. And so he just couldn't get a word out. Like every time he would say something, they were just like, bro, ain't really funny. Then they would start talking about something else, their own little conversation. And I was like, dang, I had to go up after him. Like I was like, oof. And I went up and I just immediately, what I learned from that, I immediately just went after everybody who was talking. And then people ended up liking it. So then the audience got on my side. Oh. And then so they was like, oh, okay, cool. And I'm not like a roast comic. It's just that it was just like, all right, bro. I was looking at people, he had like a Clippers jersey on, and this is when the Clippers sucked. And I was like, yo, how you wearing a Clippers jersey? and then like all this other stuff. I forgot what I said, but they ended up getting on my side and I told my little jokes. And then they was like, oh, you were so funny. And then after me, everybody started doing like well. I don't know
because you broke the ice. Basically.
Yeah. So like the two people who went before me, they just couldn't get them. And I've been in that. I've been in that situation too. I've been in that situation where I'm like up there and I can't get them. I'm like, dang, I don't know what's going on. And somebody else come up and do the same thing I did. And I'm like, oh, that's what I should have. That's what I learned. Probably where I learned that stuff from those little mistakes.
Yeah, I did a room recently in Inglewood, and it was like 60 people. And what I like doing is I like kind of shooting myself in the foot and seeing if you could climb out of it.
Yeah.
But there's times where it's like, I learned from that show, you don't always have to do that. Like I go up there and then I always want to do black rooms as much as possible because they'll tell you what the fuck is up.
Yeah, right.
Like
right.
always.
We're tough. Yeah.
Yeah, I did a couple black rooms and I did all right. Some of them I did well. And this one in particular, I just I ate shit, man. Like I bombed hard and everybody just staring at me, just like kind of they were paying attention, but they were just like, okay. All right. And then it was not going well for like 3 minutes, and the host was like, hey, yeah, get off. And then I said out loud, I'm like, oh, I gotta get off already. Like I'm like, are you serious? She's like, yeah, I'm trying to help you. I'm like, I'm trying to win them over. I'm trying, like I can win them over. I'm talking like that, and then it was another minute of just like shit. Like they were trying to get me off, and I was like, I'm not getting off. I'm not getting off until I get a motherfucking laugh. And then I say this thing where I'm standing up there, like, and I just got quiet, and I looked at everybody, and I said, look, I'm gonna stand up here with courage. And then I just said some other shit. And then when I said that, like, because I'm not going to fucking leave. And they started laughing because they could feel like, oh, no, he's serious. Like, he's really. And as soon as I got that laugh, then they played music to make me get off. And then she grabbed the mic from me. And then she started twerking. I was like, fuck, man. I was like, damn it. Because, like, every comic, like, deep down inside wants to kill it in the black room. Because it's notorious. Even at the Apollo, like, everything. Historically, it's been known that those are the rooms where it's like do or die. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. And
Yep. No, I mean, yeah, you're right. I have to redeem myself at the Comedy Union because I bombed so hard. My worst bomb was at the Comedy Union, and it was 3. It was 3. So the Comedy Union, the haha when I first started, just because I thought like I was doing so good, and when I first started, like, everybody's laughing, so I just thought I was the shit, and I went up there with no material, and I had like all my uncles and stuff with.
You invited people.
I invited people too, yeah, and then I ate shit because I was like, I could just spitball anything, I could just do whatever pops into my head, and. Nothing, you know what I mean? You know how the bead of sweat starts rolling down your head. Oh no,
the Adam's apple.
Yeah. You be okay, here we go. Next thing I'm gonna talk about is your voice starts crackling, and my uncles just start sitting down like this. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, that's not my nephew.
Yeah, I don't know him. That was, and I for sure redeemed myself at the haha. And then the third one was this girl I knew. She asked me to do her mom's birthday party, right? And I shouldn't say this, but I had a bit about women and like bad teeth because at the time I just kept meeting women with like I met this girl who had braces, but she was missing a tooth. Like
where
the front,
what the? But she wanted braces.
But she had braces on, and she was cute. Like and the thing is, she would never. Like I didn't know at first because she was like when she smiled, she didn't open up her mouth. She would like she would laugh, and never would open. Then one day, and then at first, then I seen her. She started talking. I was like, wait, oh shit, she's missing a tooth. Like she would talk and hold it in, and I was like, how are you missing? And she was like super fine. Like she would have been a 10. but that tooth dropped it down to like a 7 or 6, like
Yeah.
in braces. And
If
then,
it was like the side of the tooth,
it was side,
a molar,
yeah, you'd be like, all right, whatever.
But the front tooth,
front tooth, yeah,
yeah.
exactly. And then so that was the joke I was going to tell, like a joke about that and all this other stuff. And I got there, and the girl's mom was older, and she was missing teeth, and I was like, oh. Oh no, I can't tell this joke. And then it threw me off. And then they didn't have like a mic or a sound system. So all the stuff I was saying, it was people in the back like, I can't hear you, speak up. I was like, oh my God, like, hey. And then I was like, it was crazy. So I was like, all right, this is whack. I did my little bit. And one lady came up to me, she was like, you are so funny. And then she was like in the front, but everybody else was like, dude was whack. And then I did that, and I just immediately left. I made a plate. I didn't make a plate. I was like, I'll make a plate.
Oh, food?
Food.
Yeah.
I made this plate, wrapped it up for you. I was like, all right, thank you guys. And I just immediately walked out. Oh, yeah. And then the comedy union bomb was tragic too. Like I was up there, and I'm giving them my all. It's a black room for those who don't know. Go support the comedy union club, stand-up club, comedy house, whatever it's called. I'm giving them my best. I'm like, dang, nothing's working. Nothing is working. And then like there was some gay dudes that came in. And when I say gay, like I mean like eccentric, super gay. Like one dude was like 6'10", and wearing a dress.
6'10"?
Yeah, dude was tall. Super tall. And you know, they were up there, and I had the bit I ended on ended with gay dudes, right?
Oh.
Or it ended about, you know, gay people. It's really about women dating and how better they are at cheating than we are. Oh, and then I end with like they're like one of the people that they cheat on men with is like the gay dude who's like but he's just a hype man. Like he's like, yes, boo, you're amazing. And I was like, and then I pointed to them, and then the whole crowd erupted. I was like, okay, guys, I don't appreciate y'all laughing at that one bit at the end like that. Y'all should have laughed at everything in the beginning and then got to this last little bit. But I got to go back and redeem myself.
Hey, at least you finished strong, man. Because you could have a great set all the way through, and if you don't finish strong, they like don't give a fuck that much. Yeah. So it's almost better that, and it proved to you that you were able to stick it out and then just like boom,
boom. Yeah. That's true. But you know, it still hurts. You still be like, oh.
It does. I know.
And for the audience, I mean, I'm sure you have this. I'm sure other comics have talked about this, but it hurts even more when everybody's laughing and you have that one person who's just standing there and you're like, yo, you don't fucking laugh. If you don't fucking laugh, everybody's laughing except for you. You better laugh.
And you can't not notice them.
And you can't, no.
You keep looking at them. You try not to, but you keep going back to that motherfucker because you just want to win them over.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's just, they just already don't like you.
Yeah.
At all. Or we forget that everybody laughs different, and they might just be kind of enjoying themselves, but just like super just stoic and just you know, afterwards like, good job. It's just like the fuck dog.
Right.
Make a little do like a little like wink or something.
Do so, yeah.
One little wink to be like, I'm with you, man.
Right.
I'm on your side.
Give me a shoulder. Give me one of these so I know, okay. Okay, he's laughing inside, but he doesn't make noise. Okay, I got it.
Dude, there was a show in Koreatown. It was at Beer Garden, and I've never seen this, but there was a guy who laughed by clapping. So stoic face, no emotion, but after every joke, it was just, he would lean back and go.
That's hilarious.
And nod his head. Every joke. And then I'm like, okay, I know what he's doing, so like I appreciate it, right?
Right.
But this one comic was making fun of him, like, oh, look at this guy, he's just clapping like that. Right. He did not do that the rest of the time, and he did not enjoy himself, and I felt bad because just like let him do it because he's not heckling. You know, it's a little weird, but it kind of adds to it because it's like, you know, even though and the audience is looking at it, they're still kind of like, okay, because it helps like kind of like break the ice and add to like layers to it,
right?
Like a song, yeah.
You know what? I had a girl one time. She was enjoying herself, and she would repeat everything I said after. Like she would repeat the punchline after every
while
joke.
laughing.
While laughing, like she was like, ha ha. That's right, blah, 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 whatever the punchline was. Blah, 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 punchline. I was like, and it was so funny, but I had to comment on it. I was like, are you going to repeat everything I say?
Yeah.
But I mean, I think for me though, the good thing is I made it fun too. Like it wasn't like I wasn't coming at her.
Haha, at you.
At you, yeah.
Yeah.
And I was just like, no, but I appreciate what you're doing. You know what I mean? Whatever I said. But it was just like, so she enjoyed it. You know what I mean? It wasn't like a bad thing. In the audience, they all laughed because they could hear. You know what I mean? We're all part of that experience now. You know what I mean?
It's like unifying versus division, and that's what the comic that was talking about the clapping. It was a little bit more on the side of like I'm kind of making fun of you,
right?
And that's when it was like So and
then after I get off stage, whenever I talk to an audience member, whenever I kind of make fun of them because I don't do it often, but when I do, I just go, hey, thank you for letting me talk. Let me
I
talk
do that
about
too.
you. Yeah. So thank you for being a good sport or whatever.
I say the same. Verbatim. Thank you for being a good sport.
Yeah.
And that's like the best. Oh, they're like, no, man, you did great. Because then they can relax. Even if they were like, I enjoyed it, but I'm not sure because they don't always know.
Right.
They don't know because they're expecting to get made fun of, and everybody's afraid. And I forgot, even for me, I was afraid of being made fun of so bad to the point like when I would go to stand-up shows that I would be like already angry. Like, just ready because I was like, oh, they're going to make fun of me because I'm Asian. I'm ready. Like, I was ready to fight, because I was sensitive. Like, I had an inferiority complex back then about being Asian and shit. And I remember there was this one time, this comic, I was at a bar, and he said, hey, you in the back, are you Asian or just really, really high? And me, I was just like already like, it's us versus them.
Yeah.
So I was looking at him, and I was like trying to like laser vision my anger into his eyes and his soul to like let him know like what the fuck is up. And this is back then when I thought I was extra badass,
Yeah.
And then he was like this big ass white dude. He had like a longshoreman football player body, right?
Yeah.
So he could have for sure fucked my ass up. But then he comes by and he does the, like, hey, thank you. Like, I appreciate you. Thank you for being a good sport thing. And I looked at him with just like rage and I said, hey, man, you never know who people know, man. Like you got to be careful. Like maybe you say it to the wrong person and in the parking lot he has like 10 guys with him. So I'll just be careful. Right? I did that, and he looked at me. He got scared. He was like, "Oh, all right, man. Yeah, just have a great night." But the fact of the matter is, I was there with one Indian friend,
right?
And so he was the comic, and he's skinny as fuck,
right? So
I would have not done shit. I did a lot of mind games like that because I'm afraid to fight. I'm not really like a fighter. Like people think I look like I might because shaved it and other I don't know whatever. But
yeah, I mean,
I'm not really about that. And I work out, but it's for looks, man. I'm not really about that life.
Yeah.
But you, I from our conversation in the past, like you're not afraid to when it needs to be, right?
When it needs to be. I don't listen. I'm pretty.
Yeah.
So please,
you got big eyes, like
don't hit my face.
You got the beard. You got the. You don't want to get blood on the beard. Not your blood, but their blood.
Right, exactly. No, but yes, I don't like to fight, and I've been in a few fights, not a lot. Like I've been in a bar fight, like in Ohio, of all places.
Ohio,
yeah, I should say a club fight in Ohio, and then like in like elementary, I had a few fights, and then but like during like high school, like I think that's when most people that's when you find out, am I going to fight or not fight?
Yeah.
Am I going to be a fighter or not a fighter? I had friends who would just be like, nah, that's the homie. So they just be like, nah, get back up. And I was always the skinny dude too. So it's like, nah, you ain't gotta fight. Hey, you mess with the homie, bro. Like, what's good? So I didn't really have to fight. People were pretty much cool to me. And I was pretty much cool to everybody. For me, it's just all about like, I'm giving you respect, give me respect. Yeah. You know what I mean? If you don't have, if we don't have respect, then, we'll, most of the time I'll just walk away. It's the only time I'm gonna really fight if I'm gonna protect women. Like if it's for me, then it's like whatever. I'm walking away. I don't need to get into a fight.
Just brush it off easy.
Yeah. But when you start disrespecting women, and which is weird because I talk shit about women all the time, but like I just feel like as men, our job is to protect women. That's part of the job as a man is to make sure women are safe,
and children,
and
elders, too.
and elders. Yeah, exactly. So like those are the 3 times I will fight. You know what I mean? I have a kid, so if you mess with my kid, yes, I will
100%
fight.
Yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
Women, and that is any woman, I will jump in and protect a woman. And elderly, like if I see you, if you're hitting an elderly person, like what? Why? Like get out,
dude. That one is like when you hear about these things, even like years ago at the mall nearby, I heard a story about this like old man getting jumped, and I'm just like, why would you fucking do that?
Yeah.
Like if he's that old and he's trying to take his shit, you have to jump him.
Right. That means you're a bitch.
Yeah,
like,
you're a bitch.
Like or that old man is Batman and he whooped the shit out of you guys. Y'all like, hey, I need help. Somebody
He's old Bruce Wayne from Batman Beyond.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what he's like. Yeah, man. I hate that shit, dude. So like that's the times that I mean, like I did break my hand in like a fight, so I have a plate in here.
Oh, really?
But when I tell that story, it makes it sound like I know how to fight more than I really can. So, but it's just like I'd rather not. You know what I mean? But I'm the same way as you. If it came down to that, because I hate any form of bullying, all that shit, then it does rile me up and I do get angry. But you know, for me, I'm just kind of like, you can't hurt my feelings. Like whatever, go ahead, try. Like
yeah, exactly.
It's just whatever. I'll roast you, whatever.
Right.
Man, who cares? Yeah.
Right. So I mean, I the only thing I am afraid of being knocked out just because of social media.
Oh, like, and if it gets world starred, oh my God.
Yeah, like that's my fear. Like, I fight and then I get knocked out, and then when I wake up, they're like, "Yo, we gotta let you know you're trending for all the wrong reasons." Yeah. Like, no. But no, I mean, I've never been knocked out, so I don't know. Maybe it might be nice. Maybe it might be a good nap. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wake up refreshed.
Rest, yeah.
I'm refreshed. Okay, thanks, sir.
It's like getting knocked out's like a sensu bean. Like you healed your body immediately from the longshoremen and stuff, right?
Yeah,
You're
exactly.
Like, I feel pretty good, man.
I feel good. Yeah.
Yeah. So you have a kid. How old's your kid?
He's 5 now. Yeah, he's 5. Yup. He's a big 5. He thinks
Sporting
he's
goods.
yeah, exactly. He thinks he's 15. Cause I mean he just wants to be 15, so he wants to be a teenager so bad, like because he knows there's things he can't do and he can't watch. He's like when I'm a teenager I can do this, and then like it's funny because he knows curse words, and so sometimes I listen to music that has curse words in it, and he'll be singing, then he'll accidentally say the word. He go, "Daddy, I'm so sorry. I said the bad word." But when I'm a teenager, I'll be able to say it. I'll be like, "Son, no, I mean, you can, but not around me. You're gonna have the respect that when I'm around, you don't say it. But when you're around your friends, I don't, say whatever you want to say." But yeah.
So he always follows it up with, "But when I'm a teenager."
When I'm a teenager, yeah, that's his new thing now. So anything like when it's a scary movie, I know I can't watch it, but when I'm a teenager, I'm gonna watch Friday. What is it? Friday the 13th.
Oh yeah.
It's like, all right, whatever. So like, yeah, when you're a teenager, you can watch that.
Where did he get that from? Like, but when I'm a teenager, because it's not even like when I'm a big kid or when I'm an adult. It's specifically teenager.
I'm assuming it had to come from me or maybe his auntie or something like that. When we said when you're older, maybe when you're a teenager, he has older cousins. I'm like, well, they're teenagers, and so they can do that. And he's like, oh, okay. So when I'm a teenager, I can do it. Like, okay, so yeah.
Okay.
So I think that's where that comes from.
Yeah. So, but you're a single dad.
I'm a single dad. Yes.
Yeah. And how has that been for the past like 5 years, or however long you've been a single dad for? That experience and everything that comes with it.
You know what? The single dad life, is not that hard. But I have a great support system. Mm-hmm. And me and my ex, me and my baby mama, we get along pretty well. Now that we're separated, we get along a lot better. So I know a lot of people have like baby mama drama or baby daddy drama. We don't have that. I specifically was like, we're not doing that. Like I was like, I'm not going to be sitting up here arguing with you over BS just because we didn't make it doesn't mean that we have to argue over every little thing. Mm-hmm. And then she agreed. She's like, yeah, you know what? That's right. We're mature about ours. And then it's great because you don't have the kid all the time, so you get a break. So you have as a parent, you have your downtime. So for like the single parents out there that have their kids all the time, I'm sure they're stressed.
Yeah.
But for me, I don't have them all the time. We do it's called a 2-2-3 system. So that means I have them 2 days, she has them 2 days, and then somebody takes the 3-day weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So we have 2 days off throughout the week, each one. And then so those 2 days, you just be like, I ain't got to worry about nothing. I can, I don't have to worry about picking them up. Or sometimes you do, because sometimes they, if she has something to do, she'll ask me, hey, can you pick up your son? I'm like, yeah, sure. Like I'm quick to go. Yeah, I'll take them. I'll take them all the time.
That helps keep the peace too.
It helps keep the peace. Yeah, and then it goes vice versa though. So when it's my turn, like, hey, can you do this for me? It's like, all right, yeah, I could do it. And if she can't, then it is what it is. And that sometimes we'll get into an argument about that from time to time. Like, what do you mean you can't? Like, she got mad at me one time because I told her I couldn't. I was like, I can't. Like, I'm so tired. I can't do it. Whatever it was. And she was like, but it'll just be so. Like, listen, one time I tell you no, you get mad. And then, so we did get into it with that. And she told me no several times. It was weird. It was weird that she got upset about that one time. But yeah, then I have, like I said, we have a great support system. I have to say we, because it's still like, to raise a child is a village, right? Or whatever the saying is. So with my mom and my sister and my dad, and just in my family in general, like uncles and whatever, cousins, they're all like down. They're like, oh, yeah, I can watch them if you need it. And on her side, she has the same thing. I have a bigger family, so I have a little bit more. Like if one person can't do it, I could go down the line all the way down to third cousin. Like, hey, can you watch? I'm like, yeah, I got them. And on her end, she has a smaller family, so it's a little bit harder. But on the same token, they still, her mom and her stepdad could step in anytime if she needs it. You know what I mean? So,
but that's good, because I feel like some people, like those internet fucking warriors, would be like, oh, they could feel abandonment, this and that. But I'm thinking of my childhood, even though like my dad was around, he wasn't really around.
Right.
Like, he was there, but he wasn't there. He was physically around, but like, so like the way you guys are doing it, because you're able to keep the peace too, and you have these other family members and people that are down to do that. It's like your kids getting to know them and still feeling loved, right? So right. I don't see a problem with that at all.
No, yeah, I think, and it comes to talking to your kids too. So like when you leave, let's say you got to go to work, you know what I mean? I'm like, hey son, I'm going to work, so I'm gonna leave you with auntie. You staying with auntie? And he's like, okay, cool. Or you staying with grandma, or or he calls my mom granddaddy. You staying with granddaddy? Okay, you can play. And then my thing with this is what parents, especially I think women, get more mad about this.
Yeah.
Is that like they'll make a rule like, okay, my son, listen, he can't eat any candy, or don't give him this, don't give him that. And then the auntie or the grandma or whatever, the grandpa, always gives them candy and sugar and soda. And then they be so mad. Yeah, I told you not to do that. I'm like, yo, just relax. That's their job. Their job as the auntie, the uncle, the grandparents is to give them all the stuff that you're not going to. Is to let them watch the stuff that you don't allow them to watch. Like, how many, every person went over to their uncle or their big cousin's house or their whoever and seen that scary movie that they weren't supposed to, or that record that they were not supposed to. And I mean, it's just part of growing up. Or your grandma always gave you cake and was like, don't tell your mom. Like, you know what I mean? Like, all right, cool, thank you, grandma. And then you ran off or whatever. So like, it's just part of the deal. Don't get mad at it. Just go, all right, that's their job. When they go back to my house, they know, or when they go back home, they know that's not going to happen at the house. You know what I mean?
It's like a cheat meal.
It's a cheat meal.
Like,
yeah.
We need cheat meals, and you know what's funny about the aunt, uncle, grandparent thing with the sweets? That's like every fucking culture.
That's right. Exactly. Every culture. Yeah.
How is that? I don't know how that happened, where it's just every single one.
Right.
Like different countries, try whatever.
Yep. It's I think, that's just the human experience. That's the one, that's the thing that we all have in common as, and as people, basically, you know what I mean? So yeah, it's one of those things, but I'm also easygoing too. So like, so as a parent, I'm the easy one. Like, I'm the one that he can get away with more stuff with, opposed to his mom. Oh, okay. So that might be saying a lot. I may just be too easygoing for the most part.
Yeah. And then there's that balance though between both of you. So you kind of like, yeah. Okay, so all right, how has dating been as a single dad?
Dating has been weird because we officially broke up during the pandemic. So
during the pandemic,
yeah.
So this is recent.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay.
But let me. So it was funny because we broke up technically before the pandemic happened, and then we're like, she kind of tricked me. She was like, let's do therapy. And I was thinking, I was like, all right, like she was like, let's do therapy so we make sure that we're always on the same page for the kid. And then so we went to therapy, and then when I got there, they were like, oh, this is couples therapy for to stay together. I was like, oh wait, this is not what I signed up for. And but I was like, all right, let me try it. Let me at least try it, because we have a kid together, so let me at least try it. And we went through a bunch of it, and I was still like, no, I'm over it. I'm actually over it. And then it was sad. Like she cried. That's what made it sad, because she cried. And I was like, oh, I don't have feelings in my oh, dang.
I feel bad that I don't. Yeah.
Like, am I a sociopath? Because I don't feel that sad.
Did you do the thing where, like, because you're trying to show that you feel anything, you like scrunch your eyebrows together, like like you're poor, like, and the side. Did you do that? Or did you?
I didn't. I was like, no, it's okay.
Oh, the little devil.
No, we're gonna make it through.
But on the inside, you're like, yeah, like, thank God, finally.
Yeah,
right? Like,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And which is weird, because I did feel bad that she felt sad, but I wasn't like sad
You
about
have
the
empathy.
relationship.
You're not an asshole.
I'm not. Yes, exactly. And so then after that, she stayed. The pandemic hit. And then we was like, well, we might as well just kind of stay here together until we can actually move out, basically. And so she ended up moving in with her mom during the pandemic, like once things opened up, basically. Okay. If that makes sense. Like right when like restaurants were opening, I think she moved in with her mom. Okay. Yeah, and then dating. Like, I've never done the online dating thing, like the apps, and so now like I'm on the apps, and that is weird. That is weird as fuck. Like, I don't like it. Yeah, I'd rather go up to you at a nightclub or a bar or a restaurant and talk to you face to face. And it's just too much. Like, you be like, I treat it like a game. Like, I'll just be scrolling cute, ugly, cute, ugly, cute, ugly, cute, ugly, cute. Like, nice. That might be a new
dude, that could be a song.
Yeah.
That kind of got me hyped. Like, and then make a dance with it.
Right. No, then you start talking to people. Then you go out like I don't know. It's just a bunch of people. Then a bunch of people hit you back up, and you be trying to remember who was who. What did I say to this person last? And what did I read back? Okay, what did I say here? I be going over transcripts. Okay, I said this to her. I said that to her. Okay, and I have the gift of gab. Like, I can hold a conversation with a lady. You know what I mean? So that's the easy part. But it's like, dang, it's so many. And then
juggling them.
Yes,
that's tough.
Yeah, and then going out. I've been out on like 3 dates. I mean, like, I've been out with like 3 different people. And they're all, I've been out with, should I say this? No, I'm gonna say it. Fuck it. I've been out with 3 different people. I smashed just like I had like the booty. I had a few of them go. I have like 2 of them go, hey, I see you on here. Because I put on mine. I'm just here for fun, because I don't like the online dating. I'm just here for fun. Blah 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 blah. And if that, when they ask me what does that mean by fun, I go, well, listen, of course that means sex. Like, of course that means sex. So if we want to just have sex, that's cool. We can do the friends with benefits thing. I'm okay with that. But if you don't want to have the sex part, I'm not thirsty. So we can go out and just have fun. So 3.
Which leads to sex.
Which leads to sex at the end of the day.
As long as you're playing cool.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And 3 of them, 3 of the girls, the ones I mentioned, we haven't had sex with. And then a few other ones I've smashed, and it was just that. And then one of them I still smash from time to time. And then she hits me up when she's in town, because she travels for work. And so she lives out here. She lives in, I'm not gonna say where she lives, but she lives in Southern California. Yeah. And from time to time,
it's drivable.
Yeah, it's drivable. Yeah. And she'd be like, "Hey, what's up?" And we go back and forth about sports, because she's a sports chick and she doesn't like the Lakers. I'm a Lakers fan, so we argue about Lakers stuff. And then
you hate fuck each other when you meet.
Yeah, exactly. Because it makes it better. Because it makes it better.
Yeah,
right.
You pull her hair like Lakers is gonna win the championship,
right.
bitch.
Right, exactly. I'm like, LeBron is the greatest. She's like, no, he's not. I was like, yes, he is. And then I come, which is weird.
Yeah. And you're like,
oh, LeBron. Oh.
That's for the Lakers.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my gosh, no, that was weird to say. I come on LeBron. Yes, LeBron.
This is for LeBron.
This is LeBron. King James, you're the greatest. Just because you're a Laker.
Former Cavalier.
Right. Yeah. No, that. Sorry, LeBron. That's gonna be weird.
Yeah.
That's gonna be weird.
If he ever hears this,
yeah, he'll be like,
yeah, he might be like, you know what, man, I appreciate it.
I appreciate
it.
you.
Or he'll get so stressed out his hairline will go further back, and he's gonna have to get the band, cover it up.
I'll get the Beijing for my shake the can of hairspray.
Yeah,
I got you, Brian. Go back out there.
And it drips that black sweat,
right.
you know,
like Carlos Bruiser. And
yeah,
I don't know if you guys remember that back in the day. YouTube it. Carlos Bruiser. He played. I think he was on the Bulls, and he had got the little spray hair thing, and he played. And then, like during the game, he was just sweating. It was just black. And it was gross.
Gets in his eyes. It's like, it's not my fault. It's not my fault.
I can't get the rebound. Yeah. I can't see. Shit,
what's that?
Yeah, this is fun.
Yeah, it's good vibes, right?
Yeah,
good vibes. That's why I like doing this podcast, because it's just a good excuse just to hang out with, people, but specifically like comics.
Yeah,
I just like to get to know, the people that I like in the circuit, that I just want to like see what they do outside of that.
Yeah.
And their life, and why they do. Actually, that's good. Good question. Why do you do stand up?
Oh,
and why do you keep doing stand up?
What? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, we can do that. It's gonna get a little dark.
Let's do it. It's called a set breaker for a reason. We're trying to break people out of their set ways of thinking. So let's get deep. Whatever.
All right, let's do it.
Let's get it.
Go.
Don't hold back.
All right, I won't.
You're really like, are you prepping for it? Or
no, what it is I'm like, all right, you're about, because it's funny, because when I tell the story, it depends on the mood I'm in, and sometimes I tell the full story, and sometimes I tell like half of the story.
Okay, just do whatever you want to do.
I'm doing the full. I'm gonna do the full story.
All right, let's get it.
Yeah. So so is it on me or?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah. Yeah, and then like for me, like part of the reason I got into comedy, which is crazy, is I was 18. I was going to Cerritos College at the time, and they had a stand-up class, but I'm the zoology major, right? And I was like, oh, cool, they have the stand-up class. And I was like, I'm gonna take it, but I'm gonna wait till I do all my little GEs and all this other stuff, because it's zoology, so I gotta take science and math and all this other extra stuff. And then what ended up happening is my cousin gets shot. Like he gets shot and he dies. Like he's on Crenshaw. He's showing off he fixed up this is what he used to do. He would get a junk car, or like half a junk car or whatever. Then he would fix it up, paint it, put rims, do all this other stuff. This is early 2000s. Put TVs in the headrest, all, you know what I mean? All that. And then he would just go show it off somewhere, boom, boom, sell it, get another car, and do the same thing, right? So that was his little hobby, right? And he did that. He had his car, he had an El Camino, and he fixed it up. It was like painted green, had it all nice looking. Took it to Crenshaw, and then somebody was like, "Hey, yo, where you from?" He was like, "Man, I don't bang. I'm not from nowhere." And then they seen him talking to a gang member. This is the story. I wasn't there. This is the story. They seen him talking to one of his friends who happened to be in the gang, right? And he was like, "Oh, dude is lying to me." And he walked up on him, shot him, and killed him, right? And so I was devastated, like depressed. You know what I mean? Because I have a close-knit family. Like my cousins are like brothers and sisters to me. And so their kids are like, whenever I say I have nieces and nephews, I don't truly have nieces and nephews. Those are my cousins' kids, right? But like, so, my cousin's gone. Like that shit hurt, you know what I mean? And so I'm going, like I low-key drop out of school. Nobody knew. Like this is like, all I did was I would go to like instead of going to class, I would go to the movies in the middle of the day. Nobody's there, and I would just watch the most shittiest movie. Like I seen Christmas with the Cranks. I seen like I think it was July. I was like, hey, I'm gonna watch Christmas with the. It was during Christmas time, but or close to Christmas time. But just all these like shitty movies that like an 18-year-old would never go see. You know what I mean? And but then, like I said, at Cerritos, they had the stand-up class, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take this class just because even if I'm not funny, I'll still be laughing and it'll still make me feel better. You know what I mean? It'll help me get out the funk, I guess. And so I took the class the next semester, and that was the only. I signed up for all kind of other classes, but that was the only class I went to. Like, my poor parents paid. And mind you, it was just community college, so it wasn't that expensive. But I mean, it's still
a couple $100.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, I'm taking that class, and I happen to just be good at it. I was like, oh, I'm good. People are laughing. Okay, let's do it. And then I took an improv class, and that was the only class I was taking after the stand up. And then mind you, so that was the beginning of my stand up career, but I didn't do anything. Like I just took the class, and then I would hit mics every now and again, but never serious about it. But I was doing improv. So I was good at improv, and so all these groups inside of like at Cerritos, they had a improv team, and we'd go around to different schools, and then so I got on that team somehow, like, just being good. And then I would go around, like I said, doing over mics, and that's where the haha came into play. Like I did the like I'm good at this shit. Like I can improv, and I've been telling these jokes like every now and again. Like I'm dope. And somebody at the haha scene was like, "Yeah, come on the show." I got on the show, bombed, and then I was like, I'm not doing this again. Oh my god! But then I was still like 3 months later, I would go and do an open mic every now and again, and then do stand up. And when I was doing improv, I would do stand up for the improv shows and stuff like that. And but it wasn't like the stand up wasn't that serious until maybe 5 years later. Like when I had maybe a little bit 6 years right before I had my son, I was like, I love doing this. I started taking acting classes like at LBCC because once again I dropped out. And I went back to school, and I was like, let me go for acting at least. You know what I mean? So I took some acting classes, and and I mainly focused on the improv stuff at LBCC, and comedy shows. I didn't do as many dramas. I think I could have. Like you have to do your little drama pieces, your monologues, and I would do good. I would do decent. I wasn't the best, but I was decent at it. So I was like, I probably should have took that part a little bit more serious. I probably could be better at it. But yeah, do the comedy stuff, and I was like, all right, cool. So that's what got me into it. My cousin's death is what got me into it, and being depressed. You know what I mean? And then that helping come out of the funk. And then ever since then, whenever I'm sad, I got to get on stage. Like I have to. Like even like in the beginning of the pandemic, or right before the pandemic, I had a cousin who passed away of cancer, and that was weird. It's two different. Those two deaths are totally different feelings, right? Because one is sudden, right? It happens one day. You see, like I legit seen him the day before he had got shot. You know what I mean? I had seen him, got shot, and then I had to wake up. My dad woke me up like, "Oh, your cousin's dead." Like, and then immediately, like, usually like, no, what? Like, and then the other one is a slow death, like, and then he's like, it's weird because you go, is like you're sad, but you go, I'm kind of happy because he's not hurting, but I'm also proud because he fought the whole time. Like he was doing things to be like, hey, listen, I'm gonna beat this, I'm whatever. You know what I mean? And so you're proud. Like he was a strong dude. So it's like, so you're like, oh my God, like I'm sad and proud of my cousin, even though he passed away, the cancer got him, because he beat it, and he beat it, went to remission, and it came back. And so it's like, dang, like you did everything. And then my family's so crazy, like we're so black, we're so black. we're because it's weird because I don't want to say ghetto because we're not ghetto, but we're we're bougie and ghetto at the same time, right? So my cousin, he goes to Arizona to a specialist. Right before he gets to the specialist, like we were raising money to get him to the specialist, and then, but it got too bad, so he couldn't do it. So he was in like a hospice, right? And so that's when it's like going downhill. And so it's like I guess the doctor's like, yeah, tell everybody to come down and say the last little words to him. And he's still strong. Like he's still like, even though he's frail, like, I mean, he was about your height, about your build, like before he got sick.
So like I'm frail?
No.
I was like, damn, man, I'm trying my best.
Right.
Yeah. No, but before he was kind of
before all the chemo and all that stuff, you know, when, you know, so in the hospital, he's skinnier than me, you know what I mean? And he's still like getting up, walking around. He was like, yo, I want everybody to come out here and we're going to barbecue. Because that was his thing. Like, he wanted the family to come out and have a good time. So it's like, all right. So we all came out there to this little tiny hospital in this little white neighborhood in Arizona. And my cousin's from the South. He grew up in Arkansas, right? And so his brothers and his sisters, they all came out. They gold teeth, dreads, like all that. Smoking blunts in the parking lot. My cousins from out here, we come out, we smoking. We all like hip hop looking, you know what I mean, sagging pants, smoking blunts or whatever in the parking lot. And mind you, it's in the parking lot of a shopping mall too. That's the crazy. So all these white people are like, what is going on? And then so the little hospital has a kitchen, right? Has like a little small kitchen in there. And my mom goes, hey, Jeremiah, go to the little grocery store right there on the corner and pick up some greens, some hot links, so like all this black stuff. Like, so we go into get some fish, get all this stuff. I go over there, get all this food. We cook it in the hospital. In the hospital. Like, it's a small, so all the greens, like you can smell like.
Really? You do that?
They let us do it.
Damn, okay.
They let us do it. I don't think we were so deep. It was probably like, I don't have a picture of it anymore. Oh man, I know I have a picture somewhere, but I had to go through the phone. But it was like, I have a big family. Like, it's what I was gonna say 16 cousins, but I think it's I think it's more than 16. But yeah, it was all of us, all of our cousins, plus our parents, plus our kids, because we have kids now, plus his wife. Her family, his ex-wife is there, their kids are there, his baby mama's there because he had an ex-wife, he had a baby mama, an ex-wife, and a wife now, and he's, mind you, he's like 30. He's only 2 years older than me. He was out here slanging his dick,
getting it in, man.
Getting it in, yeah. But I mean, and his 3 kids were there, his 4 kids were there. And he's still like standing up. Yeah, give me a link. Give me a piece of chicken. Like, he's standing up. I'm like, yo, dude, you're supposed to be sitting down. He got these little things. And, yeah, come on, man, come on. And you're like, all right, cool. He playing, Xbox with the kids and all this, or PlayStation with the kids because he had a PlayStation. And so yeah, it was funny, and like we're loud, and like the nurses, they would come in there, they were white. They were so nervous. They were like, hi everybody. Can you guys tone it down, please? Because there's a lot of people. There's other people here. We're like, oh, we're so cool. We're like, they don't know if we're like trash people or like, cool people. So we're like, oh, okay, yeah, no worries. Hey, everybody, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. There's other people here. They're like, oh, okay, yeah. And we're quiet down for a second, but it's too many people. So when somebody starts talking, it starts getting louder and louder and louder. But we end up like feeding the nurses and stuff, and they were like, they was cool with it. They're like, all right, cool.
They got comfortable.
Cool. They got comfortable with it.
They accept us, Katie.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Hey, Emily, they're so nice. I didn't understand. I didn't know they were that nice. Yeah. So
gold teeth doesn't mean gangbangers right away.
Right, exactly. Literally, it's funny because my cousin with the gold teeth, he's vegan. Like the way he looks, when you would not think he was like this healthy eater, there's all this other stuff, but he's like
probably does like yoga or some kind of meditation.
Yeah, he does
like
all that shit. But if you see him, you'd be like, oh yeah, I think he's a thug. And I'm like, no, he's just from the South, and that's just what they do. But he's this yoga, vegan eater. You know what I mean?
Kevin Gates is like that.
Yeah,
He's kind of
kind of the same way. And but yeah, it's so funny. because we're like this bougetto family.
Bougetto.
Yeah, so
That sounds like a bread.
right.
Bougetto.
We are a bread family, a bougetto bread. If you ever had that, no, it's not.
Yeah.
It's not a bread. For those who are like, wait, is it? Somebody's really Google. I gotta look this. How do you spell bougetto? B-O-U-G.
Edo.
Yeah.
Bougetto.
It's French. No. But yeah, no, it was so is I don't know what point I was making with that, but it was weird to see, to be that sad. But that's what it was. Right after I came back home, like when he passed away and I came back home, the next day I was on stage talking about it and laughing with other comics and just telling the experience. And then the pandemic hit, and then I couldn't do anything. And I was like, oh, we're sitting in the house not doing nothing. But then recently, once things started to open up again, I started talking about it again, and talk about how we raised all this money and how I would pocket the money if I'd have known he was going to die. And I would just keep it, But yeah, so now I'm just trying to work on that bit. But yeah, that's the thing. I think we as comics we take that pain and we flip it. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean you got to make sure you're okay with talking about it every day or whatever, so it doesn't mess you up. But I'm a positive person, so I think it's like, all right, cool, we can do this. So yeah, so death got me into it. What keeps me into it is that is that I love it. I love making people laugh. I love that. It's selfish, really selfish reasons. Because once people laugh, I get the high. It's low key better than sex.
That's what I tell people too, man. I would rather have a show and then kill it there than have sex.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can't recreate that just out of nowhere, right? But when you fuck, you bust a nut, it's just it's done, and you just kind of
you're like, all right, cool.
You don't think back on it wow, that was so great, even for months or weeks even.
Yeah.
But you get a great show.
Oh, you think about that for
it keeps you going.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's the gift. Yeah, you're right. It's the gift that keeps on giving. Mm-hmm. And so it's selfish. Even when I bomb, I'd be like, I had a shitty show. Then I'd go, but you know what? I know how to make this better. I know how I can fix that and get that high again. And I did this part wrong. That's why now I'm gonna fix it. And you go back and you have your great show. You're like, yeah, fuck yeah. Or maybe you bomb just because it's new material. It's new material. I really didn't know what I was doing up there. I was just fucking talking. And then, but still, it's that high. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And then it's a release of stress sometimes too. You know what I mean? Yeah, but that high of that laughter, you be like, yeah, and people come up to you. I had somebody one time, I'm walking around, I forgot where I was at. I was at a store or something. They was like, hey, do I know you? I was like, I don't think so. And it's like, you did a show at the blah, blah, blah. Yeah, you were funny. I was like,
oh shit, okay.
Oh my God. I didn't even know what to say to him. Thank you so much. Yeah, what's your name? I was like, yeah, okay, cool.
You got more excited.
I got more excited. Yeah, I was like, oh my God. So that, I mean, it only happened once, but for that experience to happen, that'll keep you going. You're like, I'm doing something right.
Exactly.
So,
because we need those little things, because there's not a lot of bookmarks to let us know exactly what's going on, because it's just so intrinsic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not like we're getting paid thousands of dollars or selling out fucking clubs or auditoriums.
Yeah. It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
We speak that into existence. It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
But as of right now, we're still fresh in the game. So
yeah, we're just building. This is the building phase.
Exactly. This is I say this is the sorry, I burped all into the mic.
But if you didn't say that, I would have never known anyway. But as a comedian, you had to address what happened.
Yes. I had to be like, dang, they know it. The elephant's in the room.
Yeah.
Sorry guys. No, but I call this these are the interview stages. So like when we make it big and we go on interviews, we talk about all these little stepping stones that we did. I had to do a show at this hillbilly club down in Hesperia. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and there's all white people. They didn't like black people, and I had to get them on my side. You know what I mean? Like, which is true. I had to do a show like that. But you know what I mean? It's all those like weird. This is those times we talk about all those weird experiences that you had, you know, coming up in the game, and the camaraderie that we have with each other. You know what I mean? When we sit down and talk, dude,
so. It's like that camaraderie. It transcends state lines, fucking culture, race, whatever, all that shit. Because I was in Boston over the weekend, and
nice.
I did a street busking show for the first time, and I wanted to leave because I talked about it in the last episode, but I want to bring it up again because it was really impactful for me. But you know, I was gonna make an excuse to leave.
Yeah,
you know, it's like, you know, the street drummers, all that stuff. I wanted to fucking leave, dude.
Yeah,
and I never felt like that in a while.
Yeah,
and so that's when I knew I had to stay, and then I do it. The 3 comedians before me didn't get tips. I do it for the first time. I got $26 in 10 minutes.
Oh, nice.
From white people.
Yeah, right.
I was like, hey, white people,
hey,
right?
Give me that money.
Right. And then afterwards, then all the comedians like just giving me props, and then we're connecting, and because we didn't really get to talk too much, but then after the show, it was like we just been knowing each other for years.
Yeah.
And that's like a thing that only other comedians understand. Like, we understand each other because like to be in it and continue to be in it, it's a certain type of mentality and a personality that's required to just exist within this realm. Because it's like other people look at us and they're just kind of like, you do that? That's kind of sick in the head to seek these even bad, like quote unquote bad moments, right?
Yeah.
When we don't do good, but then it's worth it when you get these little moments of validation. It's like, oh, like me getting validated by Bostonian white people, where I thought they were gonna not like me,
right?
You know, and then you like overcome these things and you hold on to that. That's why I'm saying it again, because I'm just like, I actually cried driving to AJ's mic because it hit me. I was just like, yo, like I fucking overcame this thing that I just, all this work I did to get to this point, to be able to, you know, get this attention in the fucking outdoors daytime, and then, you know, getting the money, the validation, whatever, like all that work, because we spend money to practice, man. We spend a ton of money.
We do, Yep. And I mean, for me, sometimes I'd be like, I'm not spending no money to do a mic, but then I'd be like, I haven't done everything. I have to go do it. I have to, let me go put this money down. And so we spend a lot to practice. Like, it's ridiculous. But I mean, on the same token, I can't be mad at some of the spots, because like the Hollywood Club that we were at the
That's
other
a
day.
great spot, man.
Yeah, it was. I mean, she's running. It's her own little spot. She needs to pay the bills. So in order to pay the bills, sometimes we're gonna have to put out. So especially now with, you know, COVID and shit. So.
And business is dying and stuff. Yeah. Then where are we gonna practice, right?
Exactly.
I don't want to always be practicing at a fucking park.
Right. You know exactly. What I mean? That was I remember I did I practiced, did an open mic during the LA marathon, and so people were running past. And during so they were running as I was on stage, or, you know, telling my jokes, and so half of the stuff I was just talking to them like, keep on going, you got it, you're better than me, because I wouldn't be out here. Then the other half was me telling jokes. It was so weird. It was so weird, but so fun at the same time.
That's like a Street Fighter background.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah, you know where it was at? It was at the LA comedy LA what is
Convention Center?
No. In Westwood. Oh my gosh. LA Comedy School.
Oh yeah.
Comedy School. Yep. It was there, right in front of their door. They had set it up, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna go down there and see what's happening, and did it, and then it was fun. It was super fun. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I like these moments, man. Like, just, you're right. The interview thing you're talking about, like, being able to talk about us practicing at parks, practicing at fucking doing the LA Marathon thing, just like doing fucking cafes, coffee shops, because Joe Coy, because the same thing happened to me when in 2015 I did my first open mic.
Yeah.
Crushed it, bombed every like one thereafter, and then quit for years because I thought they were just gonna laugh and shit. And I bumped into Joe Coy at a club, like sometime around that time, and then he was just like saying like, you have to do it anywhere, everywhere.
You sound just like Joe Coy.
He was fucking drunk. He was like, I did it by a pool. Can you believe I did it by a fucking pool with kids around? If you want to do this, you have to do it anywhere, everywhere, whenever you can. I'm fucked up. He was shit faced, man. He was shit faced, but like I didn't understand it until I didn't get what he meant until I actually was like in it.
Yeah.
And he's right.
He's right. No, that's the same thing Alonzo Bowden told me. I don't know. Do you know Felice G?
Felice G. I'm not sure.
I know you met her because you met her in Long Beach. The first time we met, or the first time we talked at the very least, held a conversation. But she did a show and she puts on shows, or at least she was doing it before the pandemic, and she got Alonzo Bowden to come out and do a show, and it was in Long Beach, and she had two comics from LA. She had a few more, but two comics from LA come out to open up for him, right? And she called me. She was like, "Hey, just in case they don't show, like that's my homie." So she, every now and again she'd be like, "Yo, come out, do a show for me," or she'd be like, "Hey, just in case somebody backs out." Because a lot of LA comics don't like to drive to Long Beach, don't like drive out this way, just because they're like, "Oh, it's so far." And
pussies.
Exactly. Exactly. Look at the camera.
Weak pussy. You don't really want this.
Right.
You don't really want it if you fucking. Anyways,
I don't want to make any bad blood, but you
yeah.
are a pussy if you do that. If you don't want to come out to Long Beach, whack.
Stop being a bitch.
Yes. Grow some balls.
Hairy ones. Better not shave that shit.
Don't shave it at all.
Yeah.
No, but so he was out there and I was talking to him, and he was like, and they were late. And so he was trying to like put me on, and I was like, nah. I was like, it's cool. She puts me on all the time, so I'm not like mad at it. And he was like, all right, cool. But he was like, yeah, like I don't understand these comics. Like, why aren't they here? He was like, when I was coming up, we literally did every show, anywhere, everywhere. We didn't care. And then I was like, yeah, a lot of these LA dudes don't want to come out here. I don't know if they're afraid or if they feel it's too far or whatever, but. Like I go wherever if they tell me. Like I literally did a show in Hesperia. I mean, you know what I mean? Like it's middle of nowhere, and it's like it's only the way. Hesperia is just on the way to Vegas. That's all Hesperia is. You know what I mean?
Like that middle of like between where it's like we just need to get past this.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna stop and get some gas real quick.
Yeah, but you're like, let me stop and do a show here. Yeah,
yeah, exactly. So did a few shows there just because like one was real hood and two were super country. White trash, and it's just like because that's all who does. It's either real hood or really white trash that stays out there, and so and it's fun because you get a whole new perspective. You get to see how your stuff works for different crowds, and then what you need to tweak and what you don't need to tweak. You know what I mean? But yeah, you literally do a show wherever. I told you I did a show for a woman's birthday, which I bombed, but it was hilarious. It was me looking back on it. It's an hilarious bomb, it's a hilarious bomb. But I've done stuff in the park for people, and you can't hear them because they're too far away, and they're just like, you're like, I wonder if they're laughing. I can't tell. You know what I mean? They come up to you afterward. No, you're good. It's like, okay, cool. You just do it. You go everywhere and do every show that you can. I mean, and then when you get to a certain point, then I guess you can turn down the show. And you're like,
Yeah, but I mean, at that point, like that's like you getting paid a ton of money. But
yeah,
I didn't know that they turned it down that much because, dude, I'm in the middle between LA and OC, so I'm driving everywhere. Like 20, 30 miles, sometimes even more.
Yeah.
Just for like 5 minutes of stage time, or because like that's what's required. Like that.
Right. But I mean,
Yeah.
I think because I think a lot of them end up moving to like Austin now. But a lot of people, because they lived in LA, so they don't have to drive so far.
Oh, they got spoiled.
They got spoiled. Yeah.
They became a bitch.
Yeah,
essentially.
exactly.
Like they
Yeah.
lost their grit.
Right, exactly.
That's what I think.
Yeah, so and I'm like you know, I'm in Long Beach, so I go to OC or I go to LA.
Yeah.
Or I've been to the Valley. You know what I mean? I went to Vegas one time and it was just for an open mic. Really, I was just like, hey, I'm gonna be in Vegas on this day. What are y'all doing? And I was like, oh yeah, come out. I was like, all right, bet, and did it. And mind you, the open mic was a dope open mic though, because it wasn't like a regular open mic. It was like it was singers and
Like a variety mic?
Variety, yeah. And they had like that actual performance. Like the girl booked. It was a booked show, and she just happened to put other people on too. So I was like, yeah, and she put me on. Super dope, super fun. And so from time to time, I just drive out there like on a Friday. I'm like, hey, I'm coming down, and I just sign up, and she like put me on. I'm like, all right, cool.
It's like, why not? You know, because I feel like what stand-up comedy, it's kind of like jiu-jitsu, because I hear about these things. My friends tell me about it. You know, I watch videos on it. But for jiu-jitsu, they can go to any state, any country, and then just find a place to roll and practice, because there's like a brotherhood of that. And I feel like comedy is the same mentality. Like, oh, you're from out of state? No, come through, because we know how tough it is to like even get some stage time or even just trying to practice, because we understand. So like, no, come through. So there is this cool like family going on, like a feeling of belonging. Because I don't know about you, but I felt like I was a fucking black sheep from a lot of people. They just thought I was weird and shit. Like, I don't know if you felt like that, or like at times, or
yeah, for sure. I think that's the burden of the comic, right? It's like because for me, I was never like a hood dude or nothing like that, or like growing up in, I guess, in the black community, I was never I don't want to say the hood guy. Like I knew, like I was friends with everybody, but I guess I was also a nerd. Like, you know what I mean? Like I don't know the right,
like cartoons.
Yeah,
like that.
Yeah, like you know what I mean, like
no, I get you.
Because like when you watch like movies or whatever, and the nerd is always the guy with the glasses and the corny guy. I wasn't that. I guess I'll say this. I was always like a Will Smith black person, I guess. Yeah. so
that's funny.
Right, which is cool to everybody else, but to black people, they're like, oh, he kind of corny. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so it's like, oh, okay. I'm cool to everybody, but black people like, he's cool, but he ain't the coolest.
He's not really like with
yeah. It was weird. But I never really. So there's times I felt out of place, but I never felt like so bad to it. Like I never got teased or no shit like that. Like, or I never got bullied. Because I was able to make jokes too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So and black, and I don't give a damn what anybody say. Every black person is funny. Like when we're roasting, like when we're going at each other, high school could be either tough if you can't hang in there, or it could be like or you could be the treasure, like because it happened randomly. Like it would just happen randomly. Like somebody would be like maybe a group of your friends, and then they'd be your friends with everybody, right? At least this is how I was, my group of friends. We were cool with everybody, but we have like a little rival, little clique that we were still friends with. But every now and again, we walk by them, and then they'll say something like, "Oh, look at these little punk ass things right here." Like, oh, what? And then we start roasting each other out of love and fun. And somebody, if they get you, oh my God, you be like, I gotta walk away, or we gotta fight. One dude got me so bad because I'm light skinned, and he was like, dude, he's like, man, you so. He's like, what happened? What happened to you when you were a child? Like, did you fall into a pool of bleach? Because you're transparent, and everybody just start crying, laughing. Like, I can see right through you, bro. Like, I was like, oh, and I didn't have a comeback. That's like, your mama. But it was fun. But I could, but we all just grew up doing that, I guess. I don't know. It was just, and it would just happen every now and again, randomly. Some people had it worse. I think like I didn't have it that bad, but yeah, no, it was funny. Like I think it's easier now to be a black nerd now.
It's way more accepted.
Yeah,
Yeah, or just a nerd in general.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, because I'm in a fucking nerdy ass shit. I'm like a super fucking nerd.
Oh man,
you know.
Yeah, it was growing up like. I don't think people like I had to hide the fact that I was into like comic books and like
Dude,
like
me too.
like I to be fair, I didn't read a comic book until I got out of high school, but I was always into like the cartoons, like the like Batman, the animated Batman show, which couldn't find out everybody loved the show. You know what I mean? And Static Shock was out when I was like in high school.
Fucking on that sewer.
Yeah,
just like, I'm like,
he was.
Why do you got? You could have chosen something else.
Right, you could have chose anything. He had a trash can laying for his flying plate, whatever.
I mean, it worked.
It worked. Yeah. You know,
the blue and the white with the yellow. Yeah, right. It was a good color scheme.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. And I mean, but I was like always into that stuff. You know what I mean? And so I would hide it. So I would never like. Now I'm okay with wearing it. But people now, but I've gotten to a point to where I wear, people don't even know. Like, they don't even realize, like, I'll have a nerdy shirt on. You know what I mean? Like, I have a superhero, like, I have a Spider-Man shirt. They won't even notice it now. Like,
because it's too normalized. Because
yeah.
Marvel and all that stuff. But back then, we had to hide that shit. Like, we had to hide. I would hide the anime thing. I would hide the fact that I would go to conventions, like anime conventions. You know, because I was afraid of getting made fun of, this and that. But, you know, like, now even with dating, I just tell girls straight up, like, I fucking love anime. I watch that shit every day. I love cartoons. I'm 31. I live at home. I don't give a fuck.
I don't care.
I'm pursuing my dreams. It is what it is. If you don't like it, then fuck it. Because my happiness is number one.
It's number one, right? If I'm happy, then we're all happy. It's a trickle down effect.
Yeah. And you know what I was thinking about too, like the roasting aspect. I feel like the dudes that can handle that's gone through that, like the trial by fire. That's why they're way more easygoing. Because I had to deal with shit like that too. But I feel like the ones that didn't have to really go through that process, or because it makes you have to face yourself, right? Yeah. Like the moments where you got roasted so hard, you got nothing to say, like you said, and you just like you just get introspective. You're in your head, and you like your whole life flashes before your eyes, right? You think about everything like this and that, and that kind of makes you have to get forced to get good with you. Yeah. Versus that's why these super sensitive people, they'd rather just point fingers and it's this, that, so they don't develop that tenacity, right? Yeah. That's true. I never thought of that, but I think you're right. Like because you do kind of go, when you get roasted real hard and it hits your soul, you go, ooh, is that me? As they're roasting, as everybody's laughing at you, go, oh shit, this is me. Oh my God, look at my hands. Why my fingers do like this? But then you go, you can't really swaggle. Yeah. Then you go, well, I gotta accept it. And then you look back at this person, you go, I gotta go back at this person real hard, so then it's not on me. And so that they can, they hit that same introspect. Oh no! Or sometimes what you do, well, a good for anybody who's getting roasted out there and don't know how to handle it. If you're getting roasted real bad and everybody's laughing at you, and you don't have a comeback for the person who's shooting on you, what you do is you turn into somebody else who's laughing, and you go, hold on, bruh. I know you're not laughing with them big ass ears you got. You know what I mean? And you turn it back on them so that everybody focuses on them. You deflect it, right? It's like a hot potato. Like, here you go. Yeah, exactly. Now you just roast them, and then until they come back with something. Yeah, who the fuck are you laughing at me? Like, where'd you come from? Where'd you come from? Yeah, with your fucking ugly ass shoes and shit, like trying to fit in. Fucking, you don't even know. Right, you don't know anything. Exactly, you don't know how to. That's a good technique. Yeah, you learn that. That's one of the things that you learn. When your back's against the wall. When your back is against the wall, you develop tools. Yeah, exactly. Tools of the trade. It's the same way with hitting on women. You when your back is up against the wall and you get turned down, you realize, wait, these bitches are lying. Like, yo, they lie. Yeah, they're like the prettier a girl is, the more a guy is susceptible to just falling for it, like thinking everything they say is truth because they're angels. Dude, women are humans. Right, dude, exactly. Everybody fucking lies, everybody lies. Yes, and then so when you're hitting on them, like, I have a boyfriend. You go, you have a comeback for that at some point. You're like, oh, okay, no worries, sweetheart. Okay. You know, or sometimes you go, well, listen,
I know.
Listen, girl.
Listen. Let me tell you something. Listen, Linda. Listen, Linda. That's all I like. I don't know if you remember that viral video.
Linda, listen.
The little kid to the mom.
Yeah. Now, ever since I seen that, that's what I said. I go, listen, Linda. I understand you got a man, but we can't be friends. You can't have friends. Your man is he controlling you that way? Like, is that I don't want to control you.
Are you independent?
Yeah. Listen, but if that's gonna be a problem, if your man's gonna beat up on you, that's cool. I'm gonna step back. I don't want you getting hurt. You know what I mean? It's like, no, that ain't. Now you in there. Like, she talk. No. I can have friends. Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Some girls are smart because they, the smart girls, they learn from that. They be like, oh, hold on, I gotta flip the script, and then you just constantly keep building, learning. One time, one girl was honest. She was like, "Nah, I'm just not really looking for anything right now." I was like, "Okay, cool, that's cool. Don't miss out on your blessings, though. Like, God sent me here. Don't miss out on it." And I walked away, and she was like, "What? Huh?" And I just left. I don't know what happened to her.
You probably set it up for the next guy.
I set it up right.
You helped the brotherhood.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
Next
what it's
dude
about.
came up and probably scored.
Because that's how I am when I feel like when I'm the first Asian that the girl smashed that fucked and then we just end. I'm proud and I'm happy because I'm like, now I opened the path.
Yeah.
For the next Asian guy, right. or the next couple Asian guys, whoever the fuck it is, right?
Yeah,
so I did a duty for my people in the world.
You opened up Pandora's box.
Yeah, and that could even lead to like other race ethnicities too, because she's like, oh my God.
You know, it's funny. I've never been with a white girl. I mean, I made out with a white girl, but I never like smashed a white girl. I mainly the closest I've come to smashing outside of like was a white woman was mixed women. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So black and white or whatever. But actually, I've only had sex outside of my race once, to be honest. And then another time was like sexting. I sexted an Asian chick, but that
counts.
That counts.
Hey, sexting not you're not always going to be able to sext every person, so that's still
okay. I'll put that on the belt.
That's that much closer.
Yeah.
To the motherland,
right? And then the closest I had to
Did you have sex with a black girl named Asia? Does that count?
Oh no, I haven't. It is so many of them. I should
China.
No, but it's a bunch of them named that. And I never smashed one named Asia or China. Yeah. That's next on the bucket list.
I got a joke about that where I'm like, like I feel like because I started, I recently had sex with a black woman and she was super hot, and like now like. I'm like really into black girls. Right. Not that I wasn't into them, but once you smash them, then it like opens your mind. Yeah. It's like, and then I'm like, there's so many, girls, black girls named Asia, China, but I feel like the next black girl I meet that's named Korea, we're gonna get married.
That's funny. Yeah, that's hilarious. No, the closest I've gotten to Asia, to an Asian continent, I guess, or Asian country, was a girl. She was from Iraq, or she's not from Iraq. She is Iraqian, if that makes sense.
Iraqi.
The Iraqi chick, I smashed. She was cool, but she was from New Zealand. Like it was so she had this Australian type New Zealand accent, but she was Iraqi, and
that's kind of hot, man.
It was. She was super hot.
Yeah,
she was super hot. She's married now. And,
rest in peace.
Yeah, I feel like I can still. No, I'm not.
You might be.
No. She's happily in love and married, and good for her. I'm glad. And because I hit her from time to time, just be like, hey, what's going on? Because I never had like too many bad experiences with women, like where I'm like, I can't ever talk to this girl ever again.
Like less than 3.
Two? like maybe like 1 or 2. 1 or 2, yeah. But I'm just so like, I guess because I'm so chill, like you can't really be mad, like I don't let you be mad at me. You know what I mean? Like I guess I'm that dude. Like, oh, you mad? I'm sorry. Like I didn't know you was mad when I said like, oh, okay. Well, let's get over that real quick. Let's figure this out.
Like you calmed me down, and I don't even think we had a problem.
Exactly, right.
I was like, "No, you're right, Jeremiah."
Right. See, like, I think my ex, my baby mom, is the only one who, like, she's the only one who's ever gotten underneath my skin, who's ever made me mad. I'm for sure made women mad just off of the fact that I probably didn't want to be with them like that, and so I know they didn't want to talk to me that way, but never like mad as like, I hate you, I don't ever want to see you. You know what I mean? Like blocking me. Yeah, like I don't have no girls who's ever blocked me like that. Like I can still go back and be like, hey, what's going on? They'd be like, oh, hey, what's up? Nothing, just chilling, seeing what's going on.
Opposite.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of them were.
It's just,
I'm a nice guy. I get along. It's just some of them. Yeah.
You know what it is for me? As I don't care. Like that's what it is. I generally don't care. Like, I mean, that sounds bad. I don't care about you that much for me to be mad. And so I'm not mad. So then you go, damn, am I tripping? Like, should I really be
emotionally centered? Your emotionally centeredness is what dictates the flow of the feminine energies.
Yeah. And I think too, growing up, this is so weird. Growing up, I knew a pimp for a short amount of time. Like, it wasn't for a long time. Like, it wasn't like I knew him for like as I was growing up, but like when I got to high school, I ended up meeting this guy he was an ex-pimp. Let's get it correct. Right. Technically, he was an ex-pimp. He was trying to get out of the game. So growing up, my sister used to go get, my sister and my cousins and my mom would go to this place to get their hair done, right? And right next to it was a clothing spot, right? And the guy who owned the clothing store was, at the time I didn't know, but he was a pimp. Like, he's never told me he was a pimp, but like the way that he would talk, he had that smooth, like, yo, what's up? Yeah, when you talk to ladies, you ain't gotta be like this, that. He had that smooth way of talking. The girl that worked behind the counter was this fine ass chick, right? And I just thought she just worked there. And like, it's funny because you'd have like a mannequin. He had this main mannequin that every day you went in there, he had on whatever the pimp had on. I don't want to say his name, but let's call him. I don't know. Let's call him
Big Daddy Kane.
Let's call him Kane. Kane. Whatever Kane had on the day before, the mannequin had on the next day. So like you see me today, I have on this outfit. Yeah. The next day that you came into my store, the mannequin had on this outfit. Like, he was like, yeah, no, I'm going to go ahead and put this on the mannequin. Like it was so weird. He was wearing, like, he would wear the clothes before we could buy them. You know what I mean? Like, he would put it out like, yeah, this is hot, this is fire, whatever, right? And then and dudes would come in, they'd be like, yeah, they'd be like, yeah, let me get I want the pants and I want the shirt, but I want to try it on in the back. And the girl would take them to the back and they wouldn't come out for like an hour. And they would come back and like in my head, like, I'm a kid, I wasn't even thinking. It wasn't until my sister did a hair show for the beauty salon, and he came and he had him and his partner came, his homeboy came, and they both had these fine girls. And the one of the girls was the girl from the back, was the girl from the register, and the other one was another one, and they had like the little skimpy outfits, like the bra. I was like, oh my God, he's a pimp. Like, oh shit, I see it now. He got click. Yeah. And so, but he would give me like little game, like, and just like, you don't have to be. There's no point in getting mad at women. You have to outthink them. I'm like, oh, okay. So if you outthink, that's most time women want you to. Pimp logic is women are going to they're going to question you because they're trying to see if you're a man. So you got to outthink them. You got to out talk them.
It's like shit testing.
It's shit testing. Yeah, exactly. So, which is weird because I'm far from a pimp. Like, I never, you know what I mean? But it's like just that type of stuff. So, and I know who to. I think partly because of him and partly just growing up and getting out there. I know who I want to deal with. I know the women. Like, okay, I don't want to deal with this woman because I know she's gonna give me a lot of attitude.
Right? Yeah. Like easygoing women.
Yeah, exactly.
So good sense of humor, open-minded, just chill, right? Like temperament. The temperament.
Yeah. So you half of it is him telling me stuff. Half of it is me learning on my own, half of it is my dad. You know what I mean? Like uncles, and I know that's more than
strong
100,
men in
but
your lives.
yeah, man. Like,
you,
okay, this is what you want. This ain't what you want. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's like, okay, you know, and also part of it is the women in my life too. You gotta. My mom is very easygoing. My sister's very easygoing. My cousins have cousins who are not, and I go, oh, that's an attitude I don't want.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or that's an attitude I kind of like. You know what I mean? You know, one thing I do know I like in a woman, and this is what I think about for women. I think women can handle. Let me know if I'm talking too long.
Oh no! No, I like this topic.
Yeah. Women can handle like getting money back. I think every woman can handle getting a refund. Like, every woman. I feel, or most women can. And I know I want a woman
from
who can
stores
from
and
stores
stuff.
to just
Okay.
anywhere. Like they can get your money back. Like when you, because like a lot of times I think as men we really just were like, yo, can I do this? And they go no. We be like, oh fuck, okay. But a woman be like, hold on, no, you go get this. We go get this. We go get this back. I want this. I want that. I want this for wasting my time. I want this. You're like, oh, I wasn't even trying to do all that. But like I know, you know, and that I think that's just like. I don't know where I'm going with this, but I think that's just a woman's nature is to be able to think like that. So then you have to be able to beat that when it comes to a one-on-one thing. But I know I want that when it comes to a refund.
Yeah,
like, hey,
yeah. Because you just kind of stand back and let her do the.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, I didn't on my burger. I didn't want tomatoes on my burger, and she'd be like, my baby didn't want tomatoes on his burger.
They're good at the food stuff too.
Yeah.
Even if they're normally quiet, it's like we asked for cucumber salad.
Right.
Where's the cucumbers? And the fake smile.
Right. Exactly.
Like that?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and I'm just like, I would have just ate it.
I was going to eat this, regardless. But
then when you get it with the cucumbers, you're like, thanks.
Yeah. Thank you.
I appreciate that. No, but like actually, I used to go on YouTube and learn game from this black dude. He was a pimp. His name, I forgot what his name was, like Master Pimp or some shit. I don't remember. It was something like that. And then he had this thing about when you're fucking the girl, make her open her eyes, like tell her to open her eyes as she's coming, so she associates your face with the orgasm. Like obviously you're giving it to her, but like when she sees your face, it's good feels outside of sex. So I would try to make girls be like, open your eyes, and their eyes are rolling in the back of their head, and they're like, like that. I'm like, close them. I'm just put my hand over your face.
Yeah.
Just like deep eye contact and just little tips like that. But I mean, there's like logic, I think like psychological type of shit behind that.
Yeah, you know? and what's weird is I try not to play games. I try to be as honest as possible.
Yeah,
but you know, especially it's one of those things where you go. I guess the game is being honest. It is going, listen, this is what it is. This is how it's going to be for me. And if you don't like it, that's fine. Just go ahead and move on to somebody else. And then I actually had one of my female friends was like, she was like, but what if, because I told you, talking to her, I was like, yeah, I'm not looking for anything in particular, just having fun. She was like, well, what if like you're having fun and that girl, and you find out that girl is really the one that you want to be with? And I go, well then shit, I just fucked up. And then it is what it is. I got to move on. There's other people out there. Like I'll find somebody else. She's like, oh damn, okay. Like that. I'm like, yeah, I'll probably be sad for a little bit, but there's a bajillion women out here. Like I can't find another one that I'll be happy with. Like,
when did you realize? And when did that sink in? Because we always hear there's plenty of fish in the sea. There's always another girl. But when did that actually sink in for you?
When did that sink in? I don't know. I think for me, I guess it sank in somewhere in the 20s when I got turned down by a girl. Right? And like I remember, I think it had to be this girl because she always comes into play. Mm-hmm. Like I always think about her randomly. I don't even remember her name, but I was at a club, seen her, and then I went and talked to her. I danced with her, tried to get a number. She's like, no, thank you. And I was like, all right, cool, whatever. Walked away. Then I seen her again, just randomly out, and I was like, hey, and she was like, oh my god. And I was like, all right, we gotta exchange phone numbers, right? Yeah. Did it. Tried to go on a date with her. Got stood up Like, and I was going out, and this is the thing. I was going to do a lunch date. Like, all right, you're at lunch.
Not even a dinner date.
Not even a dinner date. Yeah, like, or she was like, she was at work. I was like, I'll take you to lunch. You know what I mean? Because you work real close to my house. And I was like, I'll pick you up, and go to lunch, take you back. And she's like, all right, cool. And we had been talking. We were cool. And then I hit her up like, hey, you know, I'm here close to your job. She never responded. And I'm not the type, I'm not going into your job to look for you. Like, that's ridiculous. So I was like, all right, hey, I'm here. You know, pick up the phone. Hey, text her, all this other stuff. Nothing. And I was just like heartbroken. I was like, dang, how's she gonna do me like that? Like, I done went out my way. I'm gonna take you to lunch. I'm doing, you know what I mean? Then I realized at some, like, I think I went out and I was like, there are a bunch of fine ass women still around here. Like, why am I hung up on this one girl who didn't give me none? Or like, who, and then on top of that, she didn't give me none. I didn't even have to pay for lunch. Like, I didn't lose anything.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, that's what dating is. Dating is just a bunch of you going out there, and you should just have fun. You shouldn't be trying to find the one necessarily. You should go have fun. Whoever you have fun with the most, then you go, okay, let's see what happens here. Let's see how far we can go with this one. Okay, we have fun. This, you know, we reached this plateau. I don't really like her when I'm with her all the time. Okay, switch it up. Let's see what happens now. This person, oh shoot, okay, let's have fun. And just having fun and not taking dating so serious. I think that was it when I decided, oh, I'm not going to take it so serious. I was hurt, and I was like, oh my God, like, she stood me up. Never been stood up before, I guess. Yeah, never been stood up before. It was like, oh, but I shouldn't even have put all my eggs in one basket anyway. Like, it's a bunch of women out here. You can have fun, and don't like, if you're not forcing it, then you're going to eventually get into something that you like. And I have, you know what I mean? I've been in relationships, a few relationships, a few friendships, and a few friends with benefits, and a few entanglements, and yeah, and had fun throughout all of that. And so it's like, all right, cool. And then made good friends from women that I didn't smash, like, that just end up becoming friends. Like, oh, we're actually friends. Like, even though they're beautiful, and we're friends on a different level.
They're just homegirls, and having beautiful friends, just homegirls, like, it teaches you how to just be chill around women too.
Yeah,
like, you're not always like, oh, I gotta get this, or I gotta get in her pants, because that's when guys get weird. And they do strange things and manipulation type shit.
Right. And it's just like, all right. And then she, you know, and it's cool. Like, I mean, and I guess every guy's felt like they've been used before. Like, you know what I mean? Like, hey, you know, girl, like you like this girl, and she knows you like her, so she makes you do all this other extra stuff. But then once you get to a point to where you go, yeah, I really don't care. You don't get used as much. You be like, nah, like, you know what I mean? Like, you be like, no, like, I can feel it. You know what I mean? Or you go, this is my friend, and I'm gonna do things because this is my friend. You know what I mean? I'm gonna go over. You need me to help you move. All right, cool. You're my friend. I'm gonna help you move. It's cool. You know what I mean? It's weird, but yeah. But also I'm so chill that I'm just like, I don't care about y'all like that. Yeah. So
there's other things that we care about more. Like, you should never make, as a man, you should never make a woman your priority or like your mission in life. That's when you go to shit. Like, I knew this one guy who, his whole point for his existence was he had pride in him being a boyfriend. And I'm like, that's cool and all, but like, that's like your number one thing. That's when it goes bad, and that's when you know, of course, it didn't, you know, things happen with that. That doesn't go in your favor. But like, there's a thing that they say also where they say spinning plates. If you're spinning just one plate and it falls and it breaks, you ain't got no plates.
Yeah.
But if you're spinning a couple, then you're not that worried when one breaks, because it's just there's plates.
Plates, yeah.
And you can always find new plates too as you have more plates, because it's
right. And it's funny because my buddy, he gave me a saying. It's similar to that, but he goes, it's three bulls, right? 3 bulls on this hill. And on the hill they see a bunch of cows. and one bull runs off, and he's going to try to fuck all the cows. He's trying to fuck every cow he sees. The other two bulls, one's the father bull. He's talking to the son bull. He's like, Dad, we gotta hurry up. We gotta hurry up and get there before he fucks all the bulls. He goes, No, son. Relax. We'll walk down and we'll fuck all the bulls. Or he'll just fuck one bull. Or he'll fuck one cow. We're gonna fuck all of them by walking and taking our time. It's
because you're not gonna chase after cows.
You're not chasing after the cows.
Stampeding towards them.
Yeah, because the women they get scared at that. Whoa, calm down, buddy. That's what, like you said, you're gonna do weird shit because you're just, I gotta be out here. Here's my dick. And like, I didn't ask for that. I did not ask for that. When I asked for it,
unsolicited dick pics that guys always send. Why do they think that works?
I have no idea. The only dick pics I've sent were because women like, let me see.
Yeah, because they want it.
Yeah,
they'll send you something first, and then you send it back, and it's just a trade off. It's like,
trade-off, right?
Yeah, it's a bartering session.
I had one girl. One girl hooked up with. She was like, hey, she's like, let me see it before we hook up. And I was like, what? She was like, yeah, let me just see it before we hook up. And mind you, she had sent me some shit. So I was like, all right. So I sent it to her. And she was like, all right, cool. I can fuck with you. I was like, all right. All right. I'm glad I don't have a small penis. Thank you. I may have a regular. It may be regular, but it ain't small. So that's cool. So then I went over and smashed. But once again, it was just like me taking my time and just not.
Just plain and smooth, just plain and easy, just like the tortoise and the hare type shit. And that's just life in general that I've been learning, because I knew somebody who tried to take a shortcut recently, and like that fucked their life up. Like, we won't get into it, but we're talking like mission, like your like a life mission type man shit, and that fucked it up because you were trying to skip. You skip the fucking steps.
Yeah,
you know, and that's like with women too.
Yeah, like Nipsey said, it's a marathon. Life is a marathon. Yeah, exactly. So I mean, you got to put in the work, but you can take your time and enjoy the process. That's something I have to tell myself too. Like I think we all do it. We all go and be like because I'm not no perfect person. So when it comes to stand up, when it comes to women, when it comes to everything, I go, oh my God, why am I not here? Why am I not this? Why? Then I go, oh wait, hold on, I gotta enjoy my process. Yeah, I'm not, this guy. This guy got there before I did. That's cool. It is what it is. And who's to say he did? He may just be posting about it. Because sometimes we look on Instagram or whatever, social media, he may just be posting about it and they really did it. You know what I mean? Or halfway did it, whatever. He pulled out his whole bank account just so he could show his money on his Instagram, but then he got to put all that. Now his bank account is zero. You know what I mean?
It's just it's like $300.
It's like $300, right? Yeah, exactly. But you just got to enjoy your process of getting there. And so slow down and be like, all right, and I think that's life, like you said, when it comes to life in general and when it comes to women. Enjoy the process of hitting on women, getting turned down, going out, being broke, and be like, I can't do it. But if I could just come over, we can do that. No, okay, cool, whatever. I'm fine with that. Or yeah, all right, cool, sweet. Let's smash. Let's have a good time.
It's like, fuck it. So when a guy has hot friends that are girls, that gives the guy social proof. It tells other girls he's safe. And makes him more wanted, because even if they know, they're like, oh, that's just my homegirl. In their mind, though, it's like, what does he have that makes her want to be around him? Yeah, even as a friend, and then maybe they're smashing. I don't know, like the whole right.
Yeah. And then your homegirl, she'll hook you up with. She'll be like, no, girl, go ahead and hit that.
They'll vouch for you. Yeah, that's a cosign. Yeah, and what's a better cosign than a hot chick?
A hot chick, yeah, right. And this is why I haven't had this situation happen, but I've heard of it happening from women. No woman that I know, they haven't spilled these beans, but it was from like a podcast I was listening to, Angela Yee podcast, where I think it was her, but they were saying how a few of them have smashed the dude, and that's all he was like just he's just dick. Like that's how he is, and they're like, he was good, so I passed him to the homegirl. Like, oh, you gotta smash this dude. Like he was amazing.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So I mean,
girls do that too.
Girls do that. Apparently, I haven't had it happen. I would love to. I would love to if there's any women out there that want to pass me along, please. Yeah. Please. I'm okay with just being dick. Like I'm perfectly happy with just being.
Yeah, then we can focus on what we got to do. Right. There's not extra drama and stuff. Right. It's so interesting because like, I feel like if you give fuck dick that good, they kind of fall for you.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's why I'm like, there's got to be a specific type of girl that can handle that.
Yeah, no,
I don't
for
really
sure.
know.
I haven't
at all,
and that's the
to
thing.
be honest.
I'm the girls I've messed around with, for the most part, they say things like they'll say things like, I don't want to share, and I'm like, all right, fair enough, but you know where I'm at in the situation, so, and I'm like, you won't know who's coming around me, you know what I mean, but just know that that's what it is. Or they don't say it and they just keep me to themselves, like the old girl who I be smashing when she's around. You know what I mean? It's like she had like she's for sure been on the phone while she's FaceTime while I was there, and I just kind of was like turned this way. Like, okay, she's over here. I'm like, all right, yeah. But we smashed, and she keeps me to herself. Like she calls me over at night. And I'm like, all right, cool.
And that's a good little like business agreement. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah. Hey, you know what's been happening to me lately? Like, since I'm in my 30s now, and if I'm really annoyed by a girl and the personality's not vibing, it like legitimately pisses me off, and I don't want to waste my time. It's to the point now where there's some girls where I literally can't get hard because I'm so fucking pissed off and annoyed.
Oh, yeah.
I used to not have to. I used to just be able to smash anything and everything,
yeah.
but like now I don't even want to go through it. And even if I try to make myself do it, I'm just like,
oh, this is too much.
And it won't even. I'll have a hard time doing that. Like,
yeah.
Or are you different? You just your dick's just like fuck it, destroy, conquer.
No, I'm kind of the same. But for me, when in my 20s, it was I could smash any looking thing.
Yeah, I feel you.
The body, whatever. I could like, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and take this down, even though I don't want to, but I can do it for the homie. Whatever the case is. Now at this point, I'm like, nah, I'm sorry, we're not compatible because I don't find you that attractive.
Yeah. Oh, you don't even let it get to the point where you would be in the bed with them, or have you gotten in a situation where you're in bed with them, but your shit's just not like it's not working like it normally?
No, I haven't. Have I? No, I don't think I have. I for sure. At some point, I was just like, I got to the point to where like it came to like the homie was like he's gonna smash, and I had to take one for the team with the ugly friend. Yeah, that's like, you know what? I just sat there and talked the whole time. I kept it at all. Hey, yeah, and every time she got close to me, yep, and but yeah, no, we're vibing, we're having a good time. You can hear them doing it, yeah, whoa, no, and I'll pretend like I can't hear you. Hear them having no, I don't hear anything. I don't hear. They're having sex in it. No, they're just talking. I can't hear nothing.
Yeah.
Like,
Derek, us, we should do this,
like,
the
no,
same.
No, I'm sorry, I can't do that. I'm celibate.
So, yeah, because I recently found God again.
Right. Okay. I'm just here for that was in my 20s when I was lying. Now I don't lie. I just like, no, we can't. It's not a good look if we do this right now. Just and then I which is truth and lie, I guess. I go because in the future, when I make it, I don't want you to, you might get mad because this is a one-time thing or something like that, and I don't want anything come back to haunt me. I don't want too many skeletons in my closet. Yeah. You know what I mean? Which is true, but it's all on the same token. If she was fine, I would have
risk it.
I would have risked
for the biscuit.
Yeah, exactly. So
yeah,
or I do something like I don't have no protection. You know what I mean? And that's one thing. As I gotten older, I actually kind of, which is bad, I kind of stopped. Not that I stopped caring, but the girl I'm taking down now, like we never used a condom, ever.
I feel like everybody does that, man.
Really?
I do that too, but it's fucked up.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's right. Guys, use protection.
Use protection, please.
But why do you think it is as you get older?
I don't know. It's just because I don't even know. I just
die?
Yeah. I'm like
whatever.
Look, I got my seed. He's gonna live on past me. All right, we're good. No, I don't know, because she's the only one I did that with. Every other girl, I was like, all right, yeah, I have a condom. And one girl was like one girl was surprised. Oh, you brought a condom? I was like, yeah. Why'd you think? And then this one, I brought a condom, and then she didn't say anything. And I was like, well, I'm not about to use it. I don't know why I whispered that. Like, hey, I'm not about to use this condom since you don't care.
And she's just like, duh. And the girls that ask, do you have a condom? Do you know how many of them just say that because they just feel like that's what they got to say?
Right.
And then they say, I only fuck the guys that we've been dating for a while, exclusive. They lie. I'll tell you that. That's a fucking goddamn lie.
Right.
Everybody's lying.
Right. No, yeah, of course.
Everybody's a motherfucking liar,
because
man.
women don't want to. Here's another thing. Women don't want to be seen as a hoe.
Of course.
And here's the thing, ladies, I don't give a fuck. Like, I'll be honest with you.
A secure man doesn't give a fuck.
A secure man doesn't give a fuck. There's a Janae Nako song.
She's so beautiful.
She's so. Oh my god, she's so fine.
I would let her shit on my chest. I don't like that stuff, but if it took that to like
for her to come, you'd be like,
I'm like, if that's what it takes,
do it. Yeah, do it right there.
But I don't like poop stuff. Just letting you guys know. Just
right. No, but yeah, she has a song where I hope the chorus is, I hope he doesn't think that I'm some type of hoe because she's coming on to him, and I was like, yo. Don't nobody think nobody thinks you're a hoe. Like, not even Janae Nako, but I'm just saying, like, of course hers. I don't think anybody thinks she's a hoe, but like, for the most part, most women aren't. I don't think most women are hoes, but I mean there are hoes out there
for sure.
You know, but if you're I think like I'm like, all right, cool, you letting me smash. I think the dudes who be like, oh, she's a hoe, she's a fucking hoe. Those are the ones that she didn't let smash, and they're just pissed off. So ladies, don't let that affect you.
Yeah.
Don't let that
ignore them. They're just butthurt guys or like incels, just fucking losers, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, they don't understand the game, and it's just, dude, it's just easier when you just let
be
go.
Free.
Just be free, let go. Free. Don't no expectation. Just it is what it is. And dude, there's a lot of times too when you don't have the expectation and you don't take it personally, the rejection, they come around later. Because you played it so fucking cool.
Cool, yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I don't know, like, yeah, women. Long story short, women don't be afraid to be a hoe.
Yeah,
be out here.
Own the wholeness.
Own the wholeness. Yeah, cause man, we for sure be like, yeah, I'm a dog, I'm a hoe, I'm this, whatever. We don't care, and there's a reason why we don't get. I mean, clearly, ladies. The part of the reason why we say that is because you guys can have babies and we can't.
Yeah,
but outside of that. You know what I mean? As long as you're safe, then you're not a hoe.
Yeah, and if you have a kid, take care of the kid.
Take care of the kid, yes.
Don't run away from the responsibility.
Right.
Yeah, because I know people that they party harder when they have the kid than before the kid.
Oh.
Because it's like, I don't know if it's they just feel like they have to make up for something, or they miss it, or they're like afraid of the future. Like, oh, I got to do this right now. While I still got this, I'm young. What I don't know. It's fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think as a parent, you get because I'm a parent, you get your days where you get to go out, but for the most part, you're a parent, and so you have to do the parent stuff, and you have to take those L's when your friends want to, or take the kid with you. Like, especially being a dad, you know how many times I took my son to like a bar? Like, I mean, not like a bar, but like a sports bar or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
And dudes, women come up to you like, oh my God, you took your... I'm talking about an infant. Like, my son's like he's in the car seat. Like, I'm still carrying him around in the seat. He's on the table. And then, like, I'm watching the game or something with my boys. And women are coming up to, oh, you brought your son? Oh my God, you're such a great father. Like, I'm like, yeah, I can't leave him at home. Like, and we want to watch the game with my friends. Yeah. So of course I brought him. And they be like, oh my, and I could have smashed so many times, but I choked because I tried to be a good boyfriend. Right. Yeah. And so they were like, my boyfriend, my baby daddy, my husband, whatever it was, he never takes the kid with him. Really? Like, and they're like, and that sparks up conversation. I start talking to him. I'm like, ooh, I could, but I'm not. I have a lady. I'm not going to do it. You know what I mean?
Then when you guys break up later, then you think back on all the ones. Then you're like,
fuck, I could have done this.
Dog, in that moment, when it happens, especially when they're like the ideal one, like physically, you're like, that's the one. Like, there's one that she was coming out to me strong. at a karaoke bar. She kept saying she had all her homegirls behind at the table. They were all hot as fuck. She was next to me, just orbiting, and then just like pretending to look at the karaoke machine. And she had it for like 5 minutes. I'm like, hey, you gonna choose a song or something? And she was like, that's all she did, just looking cute and fucking sexy as fuck. And I'm like, okay, if you need help, let me know. Another 5 minutes passed. I'm like, hey, you done? She's like, gives it to me. And I'm like, okay, I know what's going on. But I had a girlfriend at the time.
Yeah.
But that's the one that I saw 6 months ago that I wanted.
Yeah.
But she was like engaged or something. But then she was single. Right? And she was riding my shit. And then I was trying to ignore her because I was getting horny because I'm like, fuck, this is like, that's the one I want.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I have a girlfriend, so stay strong because I'm by myself at the karaoke bar. And then she finally leaves after like 10 more minutes. She was around me for like 20, 25 minutes, just like waiting for me. She goes back and her homegirl comes next to me after I finish singing a song. And she was like, hey, my friend wants to know if you're single. And I was like, nah, I have a girlfriend. And then she said, she's not here, is she? And I said, a part of me was like, no, you're right. She's not here. But I was like, yeah, no, I mean, yeah. She's like, what is she doing? I'm like, I think she's sleeping. And she's like, okay. She's like, okay. You sure? And I was like, yes. Yeah. She's like, I'm gonna ask you one more time. Are you sure? And I said, why are you mind fucking me right now? I said that. I said, why are you mind fucking me? I'm like, yes, I have a girlfriend. I because she asked me if you. Oh, I skipped this part. She's like, are you single? And I was like, because she kept fucking with my head. So I said, no. I mean, yes, no. I mean, yeah, I have a girlfriend. I have a girlfriend. And then she finally leaves. She's like, okay. She's looking at me like, you're a fucking idiot. She leaves. And then I go to because I know the place and the people. So I went to the chicken fry room. Yeah. And I'm just there with my back against the wall, just like breathing. Lord, help me. I'm gonna. And I like peek my eye, from the side of the opening of the doorway. They're still there. Wait another like 10 minutes. They're gone, and I'm like, oh fuck. But she dumped me later, and I was like, God damn it!
I should have went on and hit him.
Yo, because I never had a girl come at me that strong where they even were having her best friend be like, are you sure you're single?
Dude, I had it happen like that, but without she told me, like, we were talking, and I swear I brung up. I had a girlfriend at the time. I was like, yeah, I have a girl. I like what I'm sure I brung it up because I was just having a conversation, just being cool, just whatever. And then out of nowhere, she's like, yeah, I have these news in my phone, and in my head, I'm so dumb because I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, all right, cool. And she's like, but I think this is what she said. I think one of my titties is off. Like, I think one of them bigger. Like, you want to see that? I was like, yeah. I have a girl. Like, in my head, I was like, I know I told her I have a girlfriend, but I'll look at some free titties. Like, it's just titties, all right?
You looking?
Yeah. And I looked, and I was like, no, they look fine to me. Like, all right, right. And then I gave her back the phone. I was like, yeah, whatever. I kept going back with the regular conversation. And then she had to be like, this dude is dumb as dirt. Idiot. And then she was like, then she was like, you want to go back to my place? And then I was like, wait, huh? I was like, that's what I just said. Like, I have a girlfriend. Did I not? I thought I said this. And she was like, I don't know her. I don't owe her anything. I was like, oh shit. Oh.
Dude, that probably had turned you on a little bit though, right? The direct, just like, I know what I want, right?
Yeah, I was like, oh my gosh, yo, I wasn't man enough to not take it because I was like, all right, I guess I gotta do what I gotta do. I can't be a bitch. I can't bitch out. Yeah. But I wish I hadn't done it. I wish I hadn't did that because up until that point, I had the perfect record. Like, I never cheated. Yeah. And then that point I cheated. I was like, And so I didn't. Oh, it's only recently I've been telling that story like on stage. Like, I always lied to people and told them like, I never cheated.
Because you're worried about how, especially like other women may view you. It's gonna hurt the attraction.
Exactly.
No, I feel you on that. Yeah.
But now I'm just like, you know what? It's my truth. It's what happened. You know what I mean? And so, you gotta own up to it. But on the same token, she was foul for doing that to me, for putting me in that situation.
She forced you.
She forced me. She raped me.
Yeah, she put a gun to your head.
She put a gun to my
head.
Said,
if you don't get hard from me now,
I'm
gonna shoot you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, but come to find out, this is what I found out. She ended up being mad at her boyfriend or something like that. She had a boyfriend I didn't know about.
So she was taking it out on the boyfriend.
Yeah.
That's evil.
Yeah. I don't know what he did, but I just found out because she was friends of one of my friends. She was friends with one of my friend's girlfriends. And so he was like, yeah, like, oh shit. Like he found out he didn't know about the dude. And she's like, yeah, apparently she has a boyfriend. And I guess she was just, that had fallen out or something around the same time that you were around at that, at that particular time. And I was like, oh, that's what it was. Okay. And so, yeah.
Hey, man, female, whatever.
Yep.
Everybody's just trying to fuck.
Right.
Everybody's trying to fuck at the end of the day. It is what it is. Mm-hmm. Fuck it. I do have one final question though, real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
How has having a child changed your life?
Oh, you know what? It's changed my life. It's actually dope. And I know this sounds like every parent. It's super cool. But no, it has. Like it changed my life low key for the better, I think. Because it made me want to grind more for like stand up. You know what I mean? Like, not that I wasn't grinding before him, because I kind of started grinding right before I found out he was going to be here. But once I found out I was having a kid, I was like, okay, even if I don't necessarily make it to the heights that I want to always be able to tell my son, like, look, if you want something, you have to go out there and do it this way, and you know what I mean, and grind to get what you want. You can't sit back. And so that aspect of me showing him, basically, you know what I mean, like, this is, you follow your dreams, I'm gonna have your back. Like, I can't be like, don't follow your dreams while I'm following you. Like you want to, this is what you want to do with your life, nah, son. But you know what I mean, like, yeah. So that has made me go, okay, I gotta do better. I gotta be out here,
lead by example.
By example, yeah.
I respect.
So I think that is what's dope about it. You know what I mean? And of course, you have your times when they're irritating as fuck. Like you be like, yo.
I mean that's with like family in general.
Right, exactly. But
I see that. Yeah.
But yeah, it's just that's how it's changed me. You know what I mean? Like, really focusing on getting out there. And then when I don't go out, like if I do like a week or like now, like things starting to open up again, and I haven't been hitting mics or getting prepared like I should have. I've been so mad at myself. Like, you ain't shit. You need to get out there and do what you need to do. You know what I mean? But yeah, so it's just focused me up. It's made me focus a little bit better.
Yeah, I mean, Joe Coy talked about that too. Like, so it's a good thing, and I like and I respect that, because you really care about his growth and him absorbing things as like a sponge, as like a child, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's good, man. So well, this has been a great time, man.
Yes, I had a great time.
I got to bring you back on later again. We'll talk more about like dating and girls.
Oh,
and shit.
yeah.
I love talking about that, man.
I love it too.
Yeah.
I love it too. Yeah. You got to bring me on with the lady so we can go back and forth.
Yeah. No. I mean, that's what I want to do later too, because I haven't really done that yet. I haven't had a girl and then another guy. It was either like, other guys or like whatever, all that. But anyways, so for wrap up, you want to plug in your socials? Oh, yeah.
You can follow me on, if you're on Facebook, you can follow me at Jeremiah White. That's simple. I'm the black guy with doing stand-up on the picture. Then on Instagram is Mr. J White, Mr. Jay White. And then Twitter is _ Mr. J White _ yeah, because they took it. I couldn't. I was like, dang, okay. And everything else is Mr. J White. So Mr. Jay White. So follow me on everything, Mr. J White. And I soon will be having if you follow me on all that stuff, soon you'll see I'm making a website. So I'll be having a website, and that'll have a bunch of my stand-up stuff on there too. So hopefully soon.
Hopefully soon. Well, all right, guys. This has been another episode of the Setbreaker Podcast. Thank you for listening. And until then, I will see you on the next episode. See ya. Peace. Peace.